Of all the religions in the world, they require some form of conduct, some morality, some religious observance. But we as true Christians, all we ever need to do is trust Him. Trust the Lord. That is, put our lives, our death, everything in between, put it all in the balance and let it ride. Let it ride on the integrity of His promise. The promise that He would give us His own righteousness. That when we are judged, that they would only see His righteousness. And there's nothing wrong with that. You see, He promised us a righteousness that is better than anything we can produce. Anything that we as human beings can produce. Because to err is human. And we as humans always do err when it comes to our pursuit of righteousness. Our understanding of what righteousness is. But to forgive is divine. You see, God's judgment is forgiveness. Okay? God looks at us and He says, I forgive you. I forgive you. And Jesus, who promised that He would never leave us nor forsake us, having been with us through the thick and the thin of it, through the good and the bad, through our shortcomings and our downfallings, will He suddenly renege on His promises? Will He suddenly go back on them when the time comes for us to make our transition from this life and this world into the next? I think not. As a matter of fact, I know not. I know that He will not forsake us even then. You see, Abraham walked with God. Alright? Enoch walked with God. Of all the patriarchs of old, alright? What synagogue, what temple, what church did they attend? Not one. Not even one. Okay? They did not attend any kind of services. They did not observe any kind of laws. Alright? Theirs was not of any kind of regimen, any kind of religious regimen. They just walked with God. That's all. Alright? Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him as faith, because he simply believed God. God promised, and he believed. Now, the promise that God made to Abraham was not something that Abraham could do. His wife was barren. Okay? She could not conceive. They could not produce a child for the life of them. They couldn't do it themselves. They had to depend on the Lord. And that is the kind of promise that we have as Christians. We cannot produce righteousness. Our righteousness is as a pile of filthy tampons. Okay? We're talking the bloody, disgusting tampons, you know. Us guys, we see them in the bathroom. Just one, and it's so disgusting, right? But imagine a pile of them. That's what our righteousness is like. When we try to produce righteousness, the righteousness of conduct, the righteousness of morality, okay? Why is it so in the eyes of God? But that it's false. He doesn't want lip service. He doesn't want a shell of empty gestures. You know, the conduct that we call righteousness. He doesn't want that. He wants something that springs from the goodness of the heart. And how is it going to spring from the goodness of the heart unless He's the one who's generating it? So He has promised us a righteousness that is better than anything that we can produce. a righteousness that excels in glory, a righteousness that springs from His love, the love that He has for us. That love so great that it is infectious and that it causes us to love. That's what He promises. All right, He didn't come to bring us another religion. We had plenty of religion. If religion is all that we needed, instead of rebuking the religious leaders of His day, He would have been praising them. No, these were people who kept the law, kept it spotless, perfect. They obeyed the law, the letter of the law, perfectly. But they lacked the true righteousness of God. And that righteousness is the love of God. They lacked it because they didn't trust God. Oh, that's too easy. That's too simple. You got to do something. It's a cooperative work. We have to participate. We have to cooperate. It's a partnership. Bullshit. The partnership is in spirit. Okay? Heaven is a spiritual place. God is a spirit. We are spiritual people. If that we trust Him, we are born again. Simply born again because we believe in Him. That born again experience is when our spirit is made alive. We no longer dwell in the flesh. Okay? Our life, the life spring, that thing that drives us, is not of flesh and blood. It is of the Spirit. We are a spiritual people. We worship God in spirit and in truth. Because it is of the Spirit, not of the flesh. We trust in Him. We trust in Him implicitly. This is the will of God. Simply that we trust Him, not in ourselves.